I am Yiding from MIT. It is my pleasure to present our work on configuration extrapolation using novel generalizable and interpretable learning techniques. This is joint work with Arsen Pavez, Michael Carbon, and Henry Hoffman. Modern software applications are increasingly configurable, which puts a burden on users to tune these configurations for their target hardware and workloads. To help users, machine learning techniques can model the complex relationships between software configuration parameters and performance. Most prior work on incorporating machine learning in software performance modeling is to first randomly sample assignments of configuration parameters for the application, measure the application's performance with the sampled parameters, and then train a learner on these samples, and predict the performance for the unsampled configurations, and finally, deploy the software in a configuration with the best predicted performance. The most sophisticated of these learners, such as neural networks, are black box, which means that users have no visibility into their internal workings. Although black box machine learning approaches are effective at software performance modeling, in this work, we would like to address two new research questions for efficient optimal configuration search. First, how to incorporate prior knowledge that has been collected by human users. Prior machine learning tools have little ability to leverage information a user has previously collected. Such tools require significant data collection because it must start from scratch by generating numerous random configurations and collecting their performance. Therefore, we'll consider two specific questions. One, how to find better configurations given known modest configurations. Two, how to redeploy one workload with the optimal configuration setting from one hardware to another. Second, how to interpret learning results. Prior work evaluates their black box models only for their performance prediction accuracy. It is difficult for users to interpret the prediction results. We also consider two specific questions. One, what factors cause a low performance? Two, why previous configurations are slow and how fast configurations are achieved. To answer these two research questions, we'll present GIL and GIL+, both of which are configuration extrapolation tools by using the proposed generalizable and interpretable learning approaches. We also demonstrate the benefits of incorporating prior human knowledge and develop visualization tools to interpret learning results. Here is a workflow of GIL and GIL+, which includes two modules, performance modeling and model interpretation. We will explain the difference between GIL and GIL+ in the next slide. The input includes a workload to optimize, a list of application-level configuration, and their corresponding low-level system metrics and performance. GIL and GIL+ will use the input to build performance models. The output of the performance model is the optimal configuration that GIL and GIL+ find. Meanwhile, the learning results from the performance models are also fed into model interpretation module and provide interpretable results to users. The difference between GIL and GIL+ is the structure of their performance model. GIL performance model is a single-layer structure that maps from application configuration to performance directly. However, GIL+ is a hierarchical structure that connects application configuration and performance layers via low-level system metrics. We add an extra layer because we hope to understand not just how each application parameter influences performance, but also how that influence manifests through low-level system metrics such as cache misses or context switches. GIL and GIL+ build performance models via active learning. Active learning is an iterative learning paradigm that actively queries a configuration at each round and updates the surrogate model. GIL and GIL+ use linear surrogate model because it is of less model complexity and less likely to overfit training data and therefore has better extrapolation ability. Moreover, linear models are inherently interpretable. To query the configuration at each round, GIL and GIL Plus query samples with the best predicted performance, which is a greedy query strategy. We are particularly interested in GIL Plus because of its extra low-level system metric layer, which makes it possible to investigate the cross-stack interactions between system and application levels. To build a hierarchical performance model, we do the following 3 steps. First, we build a model mapping low-level system metrics to performance. Second, we build a model mapping from application configurations to each low-level system metric. And finally, we query application configurations with closest predicted low-level system metric values. We interpret the results from performance models via visualization. We visualize the learned relationships between performance and the low-level system metrics and the low-level system metrics and configuration parameters. We use radar charts to depict the relationship between performance and low-level system metrics and how they change before and after applying GIL+. These charts visualize the differences between the initial user-provided configurations and the final relationship that GIL+ learns. We use bar charts to illustrate the relationship between low-level system metrics and application configuration parameters. Now, I'd like to show some experimental results to demonstrate that GIL and GIL+ can extrapolate from low performance to high performance configuration space by incorporating prior knowledge. We also provide interpretable results with visualization tools. We evaluate Apache Spark workloads on 3 different hardware platforms. We use 5 low-level system metrics because these metrics have shown good predictive power in prior work. Due to the limited time, we only show results for one extrapolation experimental setting called low to high. In low to high, training set only has configuration of low performance. This setting corresponds to a scenario where users start from configuration of low performance and aim to extrapolate to high performance. This figure shows the relative performance results for each method. The x-axis represents each workload, and the y-axis represents the relative performance. Lower is better. We compare 2 different configuration search methods from prior work, where BL is a Bayesian optimization, which is also the state-of-the-art black box method. We can see that GIL and GIL+ are comparable to BL. These results demonstrate that GIL and GIL+ can provide performance comparable to the best black box methods and overcome low performance configurations. We use case studies to demonstrate the scope of our visualization tools for interpretation. In the first case study, we examine GIL+'s ability to interpret the causes for low performance by visualizing the coefficients of the learned relationships. Detailed analysis can be found in the paper. In the second case study, we show that the learned coefficients of the model can predict the deployment benefits across different hardware. Detailed analysis can also be found in the paper. To summarize, in this work, we introduced 2 configuration extrapolation tools, GIL and GIL+, that incorporate prior knowledge and produce interpretable results. We are particularly interested in GIL+ because it has a novel hierarchical structure that relates the application configuration to performance via low-level system metrics, which are cross-stack features that were rarely studied in prior work for configuration management. We also provide graphical interpretations of how high-performance configurations are achieved. We hope this work can inspire software engineering researchers to consider prior knowledge and model interpretability while applying machine learning to configuration management. Thank you for your attention.